This is the Time Is Now podcast, presented by IRG.
Welcome to the Time Is Now podcast, hosted by your team at IRG. I am your host, Justin Villa, and of course with me, I have members of the IRG team, Giovanna Guzman, the broker, the boss, and I have Jengis Bayerli to my left. Today we're close to home. Our office is a few blocks from here, and I definitely think that this is a project that is super unique. The location is one of a kind, and obviously, for a unique project, we have to have a very special guest. We have Eduardo Cofresi, VP of Sales here at the Mandarin Oriental in Brickell Key. And I think this location of Brickell Key is one that we've seen the development happen very slowly, but I think it's a project that is unique. And we use the word unique a lot, right, in this industry. But I think it's special. The brand is what brings this project to life. I think having the brand like Mandarin Oriental behind a project that is worldly known. It's in a bunch of countries, bunch of residences, hotels, villas, a little bit of everything. And I think it's unique to have a product that has the backing of a brand like Mandarin Oriental. So Eduardo, we just want to pick your brain and get a little bit of what is happening to the area of Brickell Key first, and then we'll jump into the project itself.
So Brickell Key, and when you say that the development has been a little bit slow, what really happened is that Swire bought this island in 1978. Mm-hmm. And in the 80s, they started preparing the island and developing everything that we see here today. So in essence, this is a master plan community by the same developer. Mm-hmm. And they did everything fairly fast. I mean, in the 80s and the 90s, this thing was over in 2005 with the last tower being Asia, I think, or 2008. No, I gotta take that back. It was actually 2015 when they delivered Asia, but the hotel was delivered in 2000. And they left the tip of the island where we're sitting here today, they left it for last.
Exactly.
And they sat on it for, we count from 1978, they sat on it for 46 years for this lot.
Exactly.
But literally after the hotel opening in the year 2000, 25 years later, we're now putting the hotel down and finishing when they started back in the 70s. So this is the last piece of land in the island, and this is la gran finale, as I call it, the final, stock on the lot that they are going to finally develop this tower and complete the island.
Yeah, I think having this last piece of land that is so special for a brand like Mandarin Oriental. I mean, we had the hotel that was here before, but and we see the demolition that's going on.
Yes,
it was interesting passing by.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think it's special to have this last piece that you said. Like, I mean, they've owned it for X amount of years. To preserve it and have it specifically for something like this that is going to be unique, ultra luxury, the highest of highest quality of finishes, amenities, clientele. It's a bit of everything. We like I said, we were super close. So we've seen, obviously, Giovanna and Jengis have been in the industry for a bit, and they've seen the growth and development of this area. So, I mean, I want to get your feedback and your opinion on what a project like Mandarin Oriental coming to the island, not only to Brickell, but like to the island as well, what it'll bring to the area.
Well, I believe that this is something that is one of a kind. We've seen the growth and development along the years and here in the area. And it's always been very residential, very, isolated and family. Now we see a lot of financial involvement, a lot of new corporations moving in. And when the Mandarin established here, it was one of the only, 5-star hotel in the area. Of course, then we got the Four Seasons, then we got other, but still, this one was standing out by itself. So this type of brand, global brand, and I believe is one of the most luxurious brands worldwide. For them to be able to choose this area, it's what makes it more special because they know who we are, they know where they are, and that's what makes them, it's not us saying it. Yep. It's worldwide saying it. So this is something that it stands out even more just because it's Mandarin Oriental. It's not just any other brand. Right. So what do you think about that? Because I believe that the hospitality brands there's so many options right now, and of course there's a lot of high-end luxury brands, but Mandarin Oriental has always been in the tip.
It has always been, and what's interesting about the brand is that it's now in its largest expansion in over 50 years. And it's kind of like everything happened at the right time and at the right moment. And a lot of people don't know this, but Swire Properties is a British company that has been based in Hong Kong for over 200 years. So they are responsible for a lot of the buildings that you see in Hong Kong. And also, it has become one of the largest holding companies in the world. What also a lot of people don't know is that the Mandarin Oriental Group and Swire Properties have been working together in the past. They did, hotels in the past in Asia, and they also did, the hotel here in Miami, and now this is the third venture with Swire. So I agree with you. The brand has this positioning worldwide as being one of the most incredible hotel brands in the world. I mean, every property is amazing unto itself. And what we're going to do here is actually going to be the flagship hotel for the brand, not only in the US, but in the Americas. This is going to be the most important hotel for the brand. So the developer is throwing everything at this because this is also the most important development for Swire right now around the world. So you have these two huge brands, these two big companies that are both, doing this together, and it happens to be right now at this moment the most important project for them in the globe. So that tells you, that speaks volume for what we're doing here.
Exactly. Eduardo, actually, you said something really interesting because you said right location with the right timing. After pandemic, actually, people from the globe discovered Miami. Miami is like getting in the attention of all the global investors. All the millionaires, billionaires are moving. As you know, when we look at the data, like 1,280 people is moving to Florida every day. Out of this number, 600 of these people is moving to Miami every day. So this is an unbelievable number. And there's a big demand for ultra luxury developments. We were just talking like a couple minutes before with you that how are the sales going and everything. There's a big demand from the world, especially to hospitality brands like Mandarin Oriental, because when people, even the investors, get into these products like residences like this and Mandarin Oriental, when we look at graphs and everything, there's a big price appreciation compared to the brands which doesn't have the hospitality component, right? So maybe we should kind of get into that point also. Let's say maybe you can give the example in Sunny Isles, Ritz-Carlton, compared to, let's say, Armani or something like that. What is the price appreciation has been and stuff like that,
It's quite remarkable, exactly what you just mentioned. If you look at a building from a condominium in the Armani Tower, which is an amazing, beautiful tower.
Exactly, of course.
Incredible design, incredible architects, the grand Giorgio Armani that just passed.
Yes.
May he rest in peace. But that was an amazing project. And then you see the Ritz-Carlton down the road. And in the resales, you see this, incredible difference of 20 to 30% in some cases.
Because of the hospitality.
Of value, right? Because of the hospitality. So there has been studies that have been done around the world about the impact of brands in real estate. And it has been agreed by many scholars that there's about a 15, 70% up to 20%, value in adding a brand. But then you have different types of brands, right? Like we saw the Armani, we saw the Porsche Design Tower, and we have all these car brands or these fashion brands, which are all amazing, obviously.
Exactly.
But I think the perfect marriage is when you have a flagship, brand that is a 5-star hotel behind the real estate. Because what's in it for me? What is the benefit to the buyer to acquire something that is branded? I mean, besides the obvious fact that it's positioned and that it's a brand, and then there will be some added value to it. But when it comes to service and when it comes to the management of the asset, nobody does it better than the hotel companies. That's all they do. They are experts at that. So they manage your lifestyle and they manage the asset. So it's the perfect marriage for everybody. And people that know, that are savvy buyers, they know that and they don't look at anything else that isn't, the right brand.
Exactly. And if you have that vision, for example, we were just talking about it. As you know, I'm from Turkey, and then there's this Mandarin Oriental residences and hotel in Bodrum. Bodrum is becoming like Monte Carlo and all that. And a lot of my friends and my cousin even bought it like 10 years ago, a villa for around 5 million euros. Now the value is like 3 times more, like 15 million euros.
Well,
I thought that he was crazy, like purchasing that, but he did something, he had the vision to see that.
Right.
So it's important to understand the value of hospitality.
It is.
Right?
And this is nothing new. This has been a trend for a good, I want to say, 15 to 20 years now.
Exactly.
Started slowly, like we started selling the Trump Towers back then in Sonias, and then we moved on to the Armani, the Ritz-Carltons, and the Porsches, and all of those. But globally, it used to be that people would come and say, I want a 3-bedroom with a nice view, right?
Right.
And a great
Exactly.
location, obviously.
Yeah.
But now they want that, but they want the butler, they want the spa, they want
Yeah.
the
Of
course.
restaurant, they want it all. So literally what these people are looking for, and they are willing to pay a lot of money for, is service and amenities.
Service.
Yeah, lifestyle.
They
yeah.
want to feel like they live in a resort. They just don't like the traffic of the people coming in and out. You know, they want the privacy and the exclusivity.
Exactly.
And that's why you have all these brands jumping into this business, because it's not only very profitable,
Mm-hmm.
but there's a huge demand.
Yeah, I think it's important to talk about, since we're on the topic of brand, I think it's important to just, for those people who aren't super knowledgeable about the brand Mandarin and things like that, so a few little facts, right? So, I mean, the Mandarin Hotel in Hong Kong opened in 1963. So we're talking about a brand that has been around since 1963. When they merged with the hotel, the Oriental, and that opened in Bangkok in 1876. So we're talking about a brand that's been around for a long time.
Yeah, true. And what's different, right? Because you have all these amazing brands that are out there that are incredible, really good brands, and the service is amazing. But the way it's known to people in the hotel industry and in other places that the Asian, 5-star service is unlike anything else, and it's almost the anticipation, the surprising. They're always looking for ways to surprise the guest. The anticipation, the memory, the things that they are trained to remember, and the details. When you go into the rooms and things that you said in the lobby and they show up in the room. It's amazing. It's very satisfactory. And I also think that the brand has done an amazing job, positioning itself with Hollywood and this hotel. I mean, before we put it down, I never see more celebrities in my life. And they could stay anywhere, but they chose to stay here.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it's a brand that has over 43 hotels, 27 countries, 12 residences, 26 exclusive homes. So, I mean, we're talking about a brand that has a very big grasp in the market in different things, right? Like we talk about, obviously we're talking about the condominium and these residences, but they're positioned pretty much in the hospitality space of anything.
Exactly.
Homes, hotels, you name it, right? And in different places. So the ability of, or the backing of Mandarin and having it as that brand and this building being its flagship for what its standard is going to be moving forward and what it is already anyways, is definitely important for us to have it here in Miami. I think they chose a perfect place, a perfect location, and it's definitely one of a kind. Now let's get a little bit into the project itself, to the building. What can people expect when they purchase here in the unit, or what the size of the units, the amenities, the butler service, all of that, just so that these people can understand what it is and what they can expect when they purchase here at home.
So that's a good question. There's a lot to unpack there, but the developer basically spent 4.5 years developing this before they even mentioned that they were going to do this. So they hired a lot of experts. They did a lot of market studies from Palm Beach to Miami. The entire South Florida market was studied and assessed by the developer, and they said, let's do something completely different, right? So one of the things that they did here, this is a very tall tower. It's about an 80-story height, so pretty tall, and they wanted to reduce the density of the tower by greater than 50%. Because in a tower like this, you can put up to 600 apartments in
Right.
Brickell.
Of course.
But that's not the product, right? That we are that we're selling, or what the developer wanted to do. So the intention was to do something that was spacious with very low density. So I think the theme here, obviously luxury and location, but is space. We have 5.2 acres on this island in the middle of the bay, with unblocked views in every direction. It's a 4 or 5 minute walk to the financial district, and it's now literally becoming a resort.
Yeah.
So what we're doing here is a resort at the heart of the financial district in Miami, which is incredible. So you come to this island, and it's island living. You almost feel like you're in the Caribbean somewhere, with these amazing, views and everything that they have to offer. And then when it comes to the finishes, they decided to elevate the product once again, and that's why every residence here has 11 feet or 3.5 meters, linear meters, on the height. Well, everybody else, over 95% of the buildings in Miami are going to be 9 or 10, right? And if you go back in the years, they're going to be even
Even
you know,
shorter.
even shorter. So details like that, expansive terraces, impeccable finishes, finished product. We do not deliver the units finished or decorated, but you pretty much don't have to do much. I mean, it's done. You have the flooring, you have options in the colors of the kitchens, the bathrooms. Everything has been, you know, prepared and organized in a way that is easy for the buyers, and they see it. And then you have space, right? So when you go to the units, you have big master bathrooms, big, you know, bedrooms, big kitchens, big terraces. Everything is large, and that's the theme, you know.
Well, actually, that we're here in the sales gallery, and for the ones who are watching us and not just listening, you can see the space. The kitchen is right behind us, and then you cannot see our view right now, but we have the bay in front of you, which is a beautiful day today in Miami. So, I mean, just being here, it's inspiring.
Right.
You know, just to watch this, and of course you can, you know, all the details behind us, you know, within the kitchen, the bathrooms, the closets, everything is so detailed.
And doing it right, you know, because a lot of the times developers are like, oh, I cannot do that because then I will have to sell it for this much, and there's not a market for that. That is not true.
Of course.
Okay, if you build it right and you finish it appropriately, people will gladly pay for it.
Definitely.
Because they don't want to buy us an inferior apartment in an inferior building and then, you know, fix it to their liking. But then it's not going to be conforming with what you have there. So people like this, the unit mix that we have here, you know, everything is large units. The smallest unit here is 220 square meters, and we go to 550 square meters. So it's all about the space and the finishes, and they carefully selected everything, and they did a lot of consulting with a lot of experts in the industry. And it shows in the sales. And it shows in the impression when people come here, everybody's mesmerized, you know, because we are actually private elevator for everybody. I mean, a dedicated storage unit for each resident, things that nobody wants to do, we're doing. And it's showing in our sales that they go to see other places, but they come back here.
Yeah, I think it's impressive when they come here and they see like the view that we literally have right now, like Giovanna was saying. To just imagine they're on the 30th floor and that's the view that they're gonna have, and it's incredible.
Yeah.
As we are in an island, you know, there's like an unobstructed view of 360 degrees in most of the units, right? As it's a high tower also, as you said, you know, it's going to be unbelievable,
I never saw a building that every line has incredible views. That's like a unicorn.
It's unheard of.
And talking about the location, because a lot of people don't know exactly where we are. I'm sure you guys are going to do images and stuff. We are, you know, 4 or 5 minutes from Brickell Avenue, and the walkability factor here is incredible. So you know, the buyers that come here, they already saw the houses in Coconut Grove or in Coral Gables, these beautiful neighborhoods, as you know, or Miami Beach. But they come here, and if they're going to be working here on Brickell, which a lot of them are, you know, with all these Fortune 400 and 500 companies moving to this area. They realize that they can walk to the office, they can walk to the shopping mall, they can walk to every restaurant they want, they can go to the movies walking. And Miami is not known for that. So having that walkability factor is huge. And the people that, you know, that are buying here, they appreciate it because they like that lifestyle, you know, walking. A lot of them come from the big cities in the United States, like New York, Boston, and they're used to that.
Definitely.
So, and then that combined with the big apartments is the decision maker. They quickly because and choose this.
And you mentioned something very important, actually. Out of these Fortune 500 companies, a lot of them are moving their headquarters over here. And like Ken Griffin is just building a building over here, like a whole office building. Citadel, for $1 billion. Like all these billions of dollars is coming to Brickell. I was reading an article, I think more than 25 to 30 billion dollars is coming to Brickell just for these kind of investments, and it's something unbelievable, right?
And I think that those are the best examples. You know, these are very wealthy companies and individuals that have done very well for themselves and their companies, and they are, you know, extremely successful, and they are choosing Miami and they're choosing this project. And so that tells you, you know, the level of confidence that they have not only in Miami, in the Miami brand, but also in the Mandarin brand.
Exactly.
Let's touch a little bit about the amenities, because obviously we've seen the renders and they look incredible, and the space, like you continue to say, the space that you're going to have here is one of a kind.
Yeah.
So let's touch on that.
So you know, 5.2 acres. Nobody has a larger lot in the city right now to do anything residential. Maybe commercial, but nothing residential with this space.
Correct.
So you have, you know, the amenities are about 160,000 square feet when you combine the two properties, the residences and the hotel tower. As a resident, you can use the whole thing.
Exactly.
And obviously, if you're in the hotel side, you cannot cross over here because this is all about exclusivity and the privacy and that. But I mean, you can literally, we have pools galore. I mean,
Everywhere.
Yeah, a lot of pools actually. Yeah.
and it's literally a resort.
Yes.
And it's like you can wake up at 6 a.m. and we have a pool for that. You want to see the sunset? It's right here. You want to hear midday having lunch and looking at the beautiful view? There's a pool for that. We have a pool for the sunset. We have a pool for swimmers. We also have all of the hotel pools that you can use. And then we have all these other pools that are like for contrast,
For kids and stuff,
cold
yeah.
plunge, hot plunge, kids. We have it all. And just the pools.
That's just
Let's talk about the restaurants. You know, in the hotel, you can have about 3 or 4 commercial restaurants, which the Mandarin group is going to. I mean, they're doing everything possible to bring only the best. It's like a huge casting what's going on right now. They're traveling around the world looking for the best restaurants to bring to Miami to this location.
Yeah.
So that's going to be available in the hotel, and then the owners have their own private restaurant. You have the movie theater, you have the party room. I mean, you have everything you would expect from a building of this caliber, and then some more.
Yeah.
And they take service and amenities to the next level. And people, when they come here and they see it, this is what they want.
I'm sure the spa is amazing also, right?
Well,
Because of the
Mandarin
Mandarin.
A lot of people don't know this, but the Mandarin brand is the 5-star brand with the most 5-star spas in the world.
Exactly.
And also the brand with the most Michelin restaurants in their properties, which I'm pretty sure, and they are saying that they're looking for a Michelin brand that we're going to have here. So, so there you have it. I mean, the service is amazing, but their focus is wellness and food.
Yeah, exactly.
So basically, you don't have to leave.
No?
You do not
the
have to
island.
leave, and if you choose to leave, and if you want to leave,
Everything goes by.
You just
Walk
walk
around.
and you have
You can just walk.
tens and tens of restaurants in a
Right.
5-minute walk.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I think we got a lot of information
Yes.
and definitely a lot for our listeners to digest. But we have so much more to give you guys. But thank you, Eduardo. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for your
Thank you
time.
for your
Thank you for
time.
your patience with us.
Absolutely.
And remember, guys, if you think that we're on any social media platform, we probably are. But you can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, YouTube. Check us out on Instagram. And but again, thank you so much. Thank you guys for your
pleasure.
time.
Thank you, Eduardo.
Thank you.
remember-
Thank you.
Having
guys
us here.
for
Thank
coming.
you.
Thank you.
And remember, the time is now.
That time is now.
This is the Time Is Now podcast, presented by IRG.